Hello, friends. We all have our typical office work days, our routines. We have different types of days, and I'm not talking about Monday blues or TGIF. We all have days when we are highly productive. We all have days when we just laze it off. We have our good days and we have our bad days. And then there are certain decisive days which can be made into our best day or which can turn out to be our worst day. Here's one such example where Aryan Tilakkad, who's a workaholic and a software architect, who's been slogging out day and night at his office and is expecting a promotion. He's not happy with his recent appraisal with his boss, and he is planning to discuss it with his boss, and he's already sent an email regarding the same. Just have a look at his typical office day and how it turns out to be his worst day. Yes, come in. Just give me a minute. I'll be with you. Boss, did you get to review my last submission? Oh yes, that was good. But the client needs a few changes in the project charter. So you better contact Cynthia directly, revise the Scrum plan, make those required changes, and get back to me, okay? Sure, boss. If you say, I'll do that, but given the resource constraints that we have, it's highly impractical to revise it further, boss. Look, Aryan, I don't want to hear any excuses. Tell me how you do it rather than complaining, right? Okay, I'll try to manage. I'll try. Yeah, and hey, what was that mail you sent me this morning? What's it all about? Boss, it's about my feedback post appraisal. Did you get to read it? Yes, of course. And I was wondering if I must hit the delete button or forward it to the HR for coaching. But boss, why? I'm only asking for a raise, and I think I deserve it. That's not for you to decide, Aryan. What you have sent in the mail is filled with self-aggrandizement, and whatever you're claiming as your exceptional performance is the expected level of performance in this department. You get it? That's not fair, boss. I worked day and night for the last 2 projects and made sure that the clients are not just satisfied but even delighted. I actually need to... That's irrelevant, Aryan, and I don't want any further discussion on this. I'm done here. I've been stagnating here for the last 4 years with the same designation, managing an ever downsizing team and dealing with all sorts of idiosyncrasies. I think I'll have to put my papers. I'm done. Are you out of your mind, Aryan? There's so much to do and you have been given all the space that you need. So now get back to your desk and send me the client update. Quick, please, and take this with you. I'm out of here.
What you've seen just now is how Aryan, who had a decisive day where he could have negotiated with his boss regarding his promotion, where he could have probably controlled his anger and built a very strong relationship with his boss, but instead what he did was, by reacting to the situation under pressure and under stress, he himself has made his day as one of the worst days of his life. So before we proceed any further, let me explain you the process behind the problem. If I ask you what's the reason behind your stress, you would probably answer, depending on your situation, that I lost my job, that's why I'm under stress, or I was rejected in an interview, which is causing me stress, or I just ended up with a breakup, or I lost an order, or my client is unhappy, and so on and so forth. There can be n number of reasons which you will quote for being stressed. Now, what you're seeing on the screen right now is trying to tell you the actual root cause of stress. The reasons that you would usually state as stress are listed on the right hand side, which are basically the real world damage that happens to you in your life as a result of being stressed. And on the left hand side, you can see there are certain external factors, internal factors, and triggers. This can be literally anything, right from a noisy environment to information overload to workplace pressure, peer pressure, family issues, competition, etc., which are these are the external factors that are not in our control. Then we also have certain internal factors, which is based on our mental disposition. We could be holding negative emotions in ourselves, like fear, anxiety, depression, anger, etc., which are 100% in our own control. And then there are certain triggers, that is, certain events that occur in our life, which could be the immediate cause of the stress, like a rejection, failure, a death of a loved one, an unhappy boss, an irate wife, or a noisy children. Now, all these factors, when they combine together in a particular ratio, they lead to stress. And when stress becomes unmanageable, it leads to internal damage first before we actually realize the real world damage. And this internal damage can be expressed in various forms, ranging from an emotional outburst to loss of confidence, which is shown on the screen. And all of this then, over a period of time, creates a kind of chain reaction or a dominoes effect, which actually brings about the real world damage. So that's the real process behind the problem. And the problem that we are trying to deal with is stress. Now, let me also explain you the process behind the solution. And the solution here is Noemata Watch, your personal digital coach for mental wellness. Now, what does this watch do to you? It identifies your personality type. It undergoes a particular training period, that is, the device needs to be trained so that it is personalized to you. Then the device tries to identify patterns, capture certain triggers, and record your responses. And then, based on its proprietary algorithm, it applies the customization to generate alerts and provide neurofeedback. And over a period of time, it enables you to achieve all your goals. And always remember that happiness is nothing but the absence of stress, and a stress-free mind can achieve more. It is obvious for one to ask, is it magic? How does it work? And the answer is no, it's not magic. It's based on a step-by-step method, which can be broadly classified into 3 stages, beginning with your personality, where your Myers-Briggs type indicator personality is assessed. The required personalization is applied onto the device, and the device undergoes training. In the next stage, the device starts providing you with instant feedback via triggered alerts, certain analytics, further customization, and goal setting, where you can set your personal goals on the device. Then comes stage 3, where the real coaching happens, and this is a type of training, training of your mind based on proprietary methods called as NLP square and minds. That's how this whole watch works to help you achieve your goals. I must tell you that it's not just a tiny simple device on your wrist. Let me run you through how Noemata actually works. This device, smartwatch, your personal digital coach for mental wellness, a watch that really cares for you, and the watch that won't stop until it makes you happy by default, is powered by patented artificial intelligence algorithms and proprietary methods. So when you buy this watch, you need to configure it first based on your personality type and start wearing it. The only preconditions are that you can't wear it during immersion in water and intense physical exercise, because the watch will be continuously recording the user speech, the environment speech, and the pulse rate in order to collect data and generate triggers based on your routine activities. So once you start wearing the watch, you need to continue to do that for 3 to 7 days, which is the device training window. Once this training window is completed, the watch would have collected enough data to be able to identify patterns, perform analysis on its own, and generate triggered alerts. So once this training period is over, the watch generates an activation alert and starts displaying your average daily happiness index and the average pulse rate values. Once you receive this activation alert on the screen of the watch, you can start your mind training sessions and also further customize the watch with your chosen preferences. Along with this, you can also view the daily happiness index and other detailed analytics on the bundled app via USB and track your progress regularly. The app can show you your daily happiness index, your average pulse rate, your emotion indicator, the trigger logs. It also has a personal goal tracker. It can show you your coaching status along with certain help and feedback functions. Now, once you've undergone a certain number of training sessions, you continue to wear the watch regularly and keep tracking your personal goals. And as mentioned earlier, Noemata won't stop until it makes you happy by default. By now, I hope that you've understood how Noemata actually works. Coming back to our story, Aryan has bought this watch. He actually saw a targeted ad on his Facebook page which generated his desire, and he also got to know through one of his alumni mates that Noemata watch has been distributed as the prize during the recent Grand Hackathon. So he eventually buys the watch and follows the prescribed steps. So now let us see what happens to Aryan next.
Have a look at the difference.
Yes, come in. Just give me a minute. I'll be with you. Boss, did you get to review my last submission? Oh yes, that was good. But the client needs a few changes in the project charter. So you better contact Cynthia directly, revise the Scrum plan, make those required changes, and get back to me, okay? Sure, boss. If you say, I'll do that, but given the resource constraints that we have, it's highly impractical to revise it further, boss. Look, Aryan, I don't want to hear any excuses. Tell me how you'll do it rather than complaining, right? Okay, I'll try to manage. I'll try. Yeah, and hey, what was that mail you sent me this morning? What's it all about? Boss, it's about my feedback post appraisal. Did you get to read it? Yes, of course. And I was wondering if I must hit the delete button or forward it to the HR for coaching. But boss, why? I'm only asking for a raise, and I think I deserve it. That's not for you to decide, Aryan. What you're sending the mail is filled with self-aggrandizement, and whatever you're claiming as your exceptional performance is the expected level of performance in this department. You get it? That's not fair, boss. I worked day and night for the last 2 projects and made sure that the clients are not just satisfied but even delighted. I actually need to. That's irrelevant, Aryan, and I don't want any further discussion on this. Boss, I apologize if there was something in that mail which could have been irrelevant. Could we have a short discussion on this, because after all it's about my career, boss, please. Tell me what you have to say and be quick. I have got a meeting to attend in the next 10 minutes. Thank you, boss. What I wanted to tell you was that okay. I'll look into it and maybe reconsider your appraisal. I think. Thanks a lot, boss.
What you've seen just now is just about 50% of what the Noemata watch can do for you.